it going? Hope you're having a good day. We're just going to be talking about some of the current headlines in the MLB, just a few things. We'll get started with the Mets news. According to Andy Martino, they're supposedly out on Pete Alonso. So now, what does that mean going forward? Well, they recently signed Jesse Winker, who played 13 games in the minors for Milwaukee at first base in 2023. They signed him to an 8-year deal. I doubt that he'll be their first baseman going forward. However, the only first baseman listed on their roster is Jared Young. Young has only played 22 games in the major leagues and has a negative 0.1 WAR, so I'm not sure if he's their first baseman either. And them being out on Alonso is a bit funny to me because, as we saw, they gave $765 million to Juan Soto. So obviously money isn't such a big story to them, especially because they're now at $265 million in their payroll. So they're now in the $20 million over the CBT tier, which is $261 to $281. So now they have another $16 million to play with. So it's a bit funny to me that they were willing to pay Soto, they're willing to pay Winker. However, they wanted to stay away from Pete Alonso. I guess they just don't see Alonso as such a good player. And now they don't have many good options at first base in the free agent market. As we mentioned, their only first baseman listed on their payroll is Young, who's only played 22 games at first base and hasn't been very good. But in the free agent market, they have obviously Alonso, who they're supposedly out on. They have Rizzo, who isn't very good. Gallo isn't very good. Ty France, who isn't very good. And Jose Abreu, who nobody knows what's going to be with him. So I highly doubt that they're looking for an option through the free agent market. However, there was a report from Andy Martino, same guy who said that they're out on Alonso, that the Mets have supposedly checked in on Vladdy. Now, Vladdy will be paid $28.5 million in 2025, which would put the Mets at $293.5 million, which would put them in the next tier over, and they would be taxed even more. And he will become a free agent after this season. And the Mets, they do have 5 of the top 100 prospects, so they definitely have what it takes to go trade for Vladdy. So they definitely would be a suitor. And with the competitive AL East, with the Yankees being good, the Orioles being good, the Red Sox on the rise, and the Rays almost always find a way to put together a competitive roster, I feel like the Jays are probably the worst team in their division right now. With Vladdy becoming a free agent at the end of the season, it would make sense for them to trade him and get whatever they can for him. Worst case, you pull Aroldis Chapman, where the Yankees traded him away for Gleyber Torres and then signed him the next offseason when he was a free agent. And this way they got the best of both worlds. It would make sense for the Jays to do it. So Vladdy could potentially be a Met if Steve Cohen really wants to open up the wallet. And obviously he doesn't care about opening up the wallet, as we saw with Juan Soto. However, on the other side, he's not interested in Pete Alonso. So maybe he does care about the wallet. It's very hard to tell in this situation. So now we'll move on to our next topic. This is a bit of an underrated topic in my opinion, or I might just be reading into it because I'm a Yankees fan. So the Yankees signed Dom Smith to a minor league deal. And Dom Smith provides depth to New York Yankees roster that very much needed it. I was very concerned about it. They only seem to have 8 bats in their lineup. Every bat has some type of question mark, either injury prone or been inconsistent or very young and unproven. So things will definitely go wrong for the Yankees this season. So they definitely needed bats. So Dom Smith kind of provides somewhat of a 6-man role in their lineup. Smith posted a 690 OPS in 2023 and 2024, and for some reason in my head, Dom Smith was washed and not very good. However, 690 isn't bad. 690 is only 20 points under the average, the MLB average in 2024. It would be 7th on the 2024 Yankees roster. Now that Torres and Soto are gone, that bumps it up to 5th, and then you have Goldschmidt and Bellinger, so back down to 7th. Smith has played up to 114 games in the outfield in a season, and it's not like he's up there in age and can't move anymore. He's only 29 years old. So he definitely could be an option in the corner outfields if it's necessary. So that makes him the first man off the bench. If Goldie goes down, if Judge goes down, if Santi goes down, if Bellinger goes down, then they would slide Judge over into center field, or if Dominguez goes down. So he definitely is the 6th man right now for the Yankees. And you could potentially say, wait, isn't that what DJ LeMahieu is for? And DJ LeMahieu, though, he's currently the Yankees starting second baseman, so he wouldn't be the 6th man. He would already have a role in the starting lineup. And that worries me as a Yankees fan because he was tough to watch last year. New York can still potentially sign Bregman or Moncada or Ha-Seong Kim. Moncada or Kim would make more sense to me. However, per Bruce Levine, the Yankees and Cubs are seen as frontrunners in the Bregman sweepstakes. In my opinion, though, it's unlikely that the Yankees pay up for a third baseman. Bregman is expected to get around a $25 to $30 million AAV. Yankees payroll is at $280 million right now. That's $1 million under the 281 mark, which would put them up in the next CBT tax threshold. So I don't expect them to go over it, especially because Cashman and Hal love to kind of put together a roster that theoretically could work or might work and kind of just live on prayer. And we saw it come back to bite them in 2023 where they were just very bad. And obviously they hadn't learned their lesson. So I think they'll just go with another roster that hypothetically could work and just live on prayer. And that's exactly what DJ LeMahieu looks like, because while LeMahieu hasn't been an MVP level hitter, when he was healthy, DJ he's been an average hitter. In 2021, he had a 711 OPS, which was league average last year. In 2022, he had 734 OPS, which was well above last year's league average. And then 2023, he had 718 OPS, right around league average again. And then 2024, he was injured to start the season. He was in and out of the lineup. It was in the 500s. It was ugly, but I don't think that the Yankees are measuring it off of 2024. So I would think that would be very much Cashman House style to go wrong with DJ LeMahieu, and they love having too long of a leash with these veteran players. We saw it with Rizzo, we saw it with Josh Donaldson, we saw it with Hicks, and now we're going to see it with LeMahieu, and I think that they're going to ride with LeMahieu at second base, and it's going to come back to bite him, and he's going to stink. Obviously, there is an off chance to sign Bregman. I don't know. I did a video about how I think Moncada might be a good fit. He might be a place where he can go resurrect his career, kind of like Matt Carpenter did. But it's probably going to be DJ LeMahieu. Then Dom Smith is the 10-man, 690 OPS, isn't bad at all. His swing plays well at Yankee Stadium, so you could probably bump that up to the low 700s. Somebody's going to go down. Dom Smith is going to get in the game for Yankees, and he'll probably hit a couple nice home runs. Then moving on to our final topic, probably the most interesting topic, however, there's the least to say about it. The Roki Sasaki signing window started this week. It started this week, ends January 23rd, so he will make a decision in the coming days. Sasaki's 23, and therefore he's too young to receive like a free agent deal. So he can only receive a league minimum deal. He can receive a sign bonus from $2 to $5 million, but every team can afford to do that. So every team was basically had fair play. It wasn't like the Dodgers or Yankees were outbidding anybody. It was exclusively also off of the presentations that they made to him. So the way these contract works is 3 years of regular play off of minimum salary, that he has 3 years of arbitration, then becomes a unrestricted free agent like anybody else who comes through the regular minor league system. And Sasaki did announce as 3 finalists were the Toronto Blue Jays, the Los Angeles Dodgers, and San Diego Padres. However, per anonymous National League executive, it seems like Toronto is probably out. It wouldn't make a lot of sense for him to go to the Dodgers because they've obviously have great experience pitching, and it would probably be more comfortable for him to have guys like Yamamoto and Otani who he can actually talk to rather than having to communicate his entire life through a translator. And we see translators have been problematic in that MLB in very recent history. So I believe that he will go to Dodgers. I'm hoping he goes to the Padres because him going to the Dodgers would just break baseball even more. However, it's out of my control, and we'll see what happens. All right, thank you for your time. Thank you for watching.